What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode we got something that's totally unexpected. I was kind of just sitting around the house when I got a message asking me if I wanted to have a bundle of fishing lures and rods and reels and a whole bunch of other stuff, and I was like, why not, right? You never say no to free stuff. So I said heck yeah, and big shout out to Mr. Charles, but pretty much we have an insane amount of tackle inside of this box that I'm going to get to go through. There's a live bait bucket. There's a live net, so if you want to keep your catch alive. And like I said, there's a whole bunch of vintage lures inside of this box that I'm going to get to go through. And there's a bunch of these planos. So yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun just kind of seeing what they used to fish back in the day. I don't know, we're just really going to get to see kind of a blast from the past. Anyways, let's get right into it. Golly, I'm so excited, dude. Christmas came early, guys. Literally, Christmas came early. Thank you very much, Mr. Charles. All right, first up, the obvious one. We've got the live well basket, which is pretty sweet actually. He left some rope on there so I could tie it off to a dock or something, or a boat, a kayak, wherever I was fishing. And you just put your fish in there and you see how that lid works. Opens and closes automatically. So if I caught a bunch of crappie and I just kind of threw them in here, be perfect little like live well container, especially if you don't like using a stringer. This box says fishing reels on it. Let's go through this real quick. So we've got a click to cast Zebco, probably still usable. If I take this off right here, yeah, I can just pull the line through here, or through here, excuse me, and I think it'll actually work just fine. So we can test this out. You got something that's a bit newer, the Shakespeare Amphibian. What is this right here? South Bend. No, it's not a fluger, but what else we got in here? We got, here's like a pretty old Shakespeare, the Shakespeare Outcast. Oh gosh, that definitely needs some grease. That's bad. Another click cast, Firebird. I know those were popular back in the day a long time ago. Another version of the click to cast, looks very similar styles there. And we've got another one of the Zebco click to cast, Zebco 33. But dude, one thing I want to note is these have not been touched or messed with or anything for a really long time used, but for how old they are, look at the condition. It's like solid metal. They used to build things to last, you know what I mean? And you see the newer ones, they're pretty plastic. This is definitely more affordable. It's also lighter, of course, you know, lighter materials, lighter plastics and stuff. I don't know, I think that's cool, man. You could literally like use this as a weapon or like crack open tree nuts if you wanted. It's solid metal, probably aluminum if I had to guess. This is a Shakespeare Contender. They still sell that. This is missing its handle. And then this is a Quantum. It's gotta be, yeah. There's the Quantum symbol right there, but that's very cool. There it is. The Quantum IC200. Gear ratio of 5.51. Still usable. Right-handed reel. I'll probably end up putting these at the lake house for the family to use because I have way too much stuff. You guys know that. All right, now that we checked out the reels, let's check out some of the rods here. Outcast, that's that Shakespeare Outcast pair. Everything is in place. Full cork handle, spinning rod. That's that Zebco crappie rod. Wow, this is for literally push casts only, I think. And you just like push cast this down and jig for crappie. Very cool. 6 foot medium action. Yep, this is a casting rod. It's a Shakespeare Pro-Am medium action spin casting rod. This is also a true pistol grip. Look at that. Walmart FLW Tour Pro Platinum IM7. It's made in Korea? Next up we've got the, oh, it's a Cabela's Tourney Trail IM7. 7 foot medium casting is what I would have to guess. It doesn't say it on there specifically. Alright, y'all obviously know that this right here, it's just a live bait bucket made by Fraubill, however you pronounce it. Obviously, I just need to clean it out a little bit in there. Anyways, I'm not going to deal with that right now. Up first, I see a dock lamp. Oh, this is cool. It's an old school scale. Oh, wow. This is a Shimano. No, this is a pretty accurate scale then. I would love to test it against the Rapala scale and see which one is actually more accurate. Maybe if I got like a 5-pound dumbbell and hung each one, I think that's a perfect test, but very cool. What a cool find, guys. Shimano scale. Never seen that before. All right, set that guy over there. Let's keep digging through this stuff. All right, got to put a pause on things, guys. Nemi said dinner's ready. I promise you guys I'll get right into this box as soon as I can. Look at what Nemi made. She got us some Alfredo mushroom pasta with some homemade garlic bread and a salad. All right, I'm gonna chow down, and then again I'm gonna get into this box. I really can't wait. All right, first up, oh cool, he labeled his stuff. This guy like really fished. It's labeled tube. Bro, he used to actually like tube fish, like for real. He was a tube fish, bro. These are Strike King tubes. These are the old school pro. Oh my gosh, dude, what? Oh, I'm gonna take one out of the package. I gotta know if they're still okay. They're a bit hard, but they feel fine. You can still flip and pitch these. They're a little bit hard, but they're pretty durable. You could just say they're durable. I mean, here, this one's a bit softer. I mean, I think they're supposed to be a bit more durable. Salt impregnated, yeah, there's definitely a lot of salt on that. Okay, wait, no, after reading the back, this whole head area is supposed to be really hard. It's supposed to like hold up to multiple fish. Because look, the tail end here, that's still good. Dude, those are still fishable. I've been wanting more tubes. Like legit, I think I only own like one pack of tubes. So here's the Stanleys. These are Stanley tubes. This is still fishable. These are all still fishable. These are Stanley tubes. Oh my gosh, it's like watermelon red gold. Y'all see that? And the first two bags are like both brands that I still fish to this day, Strike King and Stanley. But this is the old packaging. Guys, let me just show y'all real quick. I don't have the Stanley new packaging, but this is the ones that they had after the ones I just showed y'all, which are these. Now they've actually changed their Stanley packages. Now I showed y'all that at the Pittman Creek Wholesale Trade Show, a pretty cool convention that I went to recently. But yeah, there's that. And just to show y'all the Strike King tubes, this is what they look like now. They're a lot softer as well, especially in the head area. It's like these things would rip up a lot quicker than the ones I was pulling out there. Interesting. Very interesting. A tiny pink, bro, what in the world? These tiny pink tubes. There's some more of those Strike King Pro models. The package looks completely blown out, but the lures inside could still be fished. Oh my gosh. The lures inside are in perfect condition. Hold up. Oh my gosh, my fingers are greased up, yo. What's in here? It's like a Strike King creature bait. It looks like... What in the world? What is this? Some more Strike King tube baits that you think are blown out, but they're not. Oh, chartreuse pepper tubes! Dude, what? This is so cool. Yeah, this is like right up my alley. How cool is this, guys? Mr. Charles really knows what's up. I'm excited to try those out. Some more tubes, man. These are like brand new, out the package, still fresh. All right, let's keep going on down the list. We got some Strike King, some more Strike King tubes. So he really likes the Strike King tubes. I guess was probably popular at the time. I know that they were the ones that really pushed a little coffee tube like this, and it's all different sizes too. So he's got a versatile amount of tubes here, different sizes, different applications, flipping and pitching or finessing. All right, that's the tube box, stuffed full to the brim there. Very, very cool. This one right here he labeled creature baits. All right, and we'll just kind of go through them quickly. Some more tubes in the orange. Oh, that's like a pumpkin seed. I literally was like saying, oh man, I need more tubes. They're really an old school lure, and this proves it. These look like some creature baits, some sort of creature hog bait, Casey curly tail worms. Some more tube bait. Dude, I feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. This is a creature baits box, nothing crazy. I see some more soft plastics, and then I see some hard baits. So we can get into that. Let's get into this. We've got some little tiny creature baits. Strike King tube lizard. Maybe this is what I was seeing earlier. Golly, my fingers are so slicked up. I cannot get this open right now. So I guess Strike King used to make this creature tube bait. This is very interesting. It's hollow all the way except for the head. So you could Texas rig it. Very cool. Never seen that before. Must be like some sort of a discontinued bait. And then we got some classic Strike King 8-inch Magnum black and red lizards. I might have to throw these around myself, honestly. That right there was the lizard box slash crawfish. That's why there was like those tiny little crawfish imitations. Then we've got this soft plastic Plano box. We've got some of those soft plastic tube baits. Some more tube bases or flipping and pitching tube baits. These are some really tiny, nice little finesse ones. We've got some Zoom flukes. We've got, oh, dude, this is a, I think this is a sluggo. Or this is a, dude, this looks like a sluggo. I'm like pretty sure. What does this say right here? Sluggo. Let's go. I knew it. I knew I was looking at a sluggo. There's two of them right here. I'm so excited, guys. If you don't know, or if y'all haven't heard, the Gary Yamamoto Senko was actually modeled after a sluggo. And he'll actually talk about that himself. There's some videos and clips of that. But if you go and check this out, I think it's a really cool backstory. Anyways, let's put that away. Very cool box. We've got this tiny little box of stuff. Just some hooks. Nothing really crazy. We've got this tiny little box with some little hooks, jig heads, some tiny little panfish tubes. Now we've got the hard baits. This is going to be fun, honestly. I'm really interested in seeing what they used to throw. Oh my gosh, we have an old school jitterbug. I believe this is like a traditional jitterbug. Yep. OMG, is that a Rebel Popar? What is that? Dude. Hold on. Is it a Rapala? Rapala. What? Yo, this is perfect. Like right now, wintertime, cold water, crankbait. Oh my gosh, this is going to be perfect. I can replace the hooks on these. This is still a phenomenal bait right here. It's an old school. This right here looks like a bluegill Rebel Popar. I don't see it saying that anywhere, but I'm positive that's what it is. This is still in great condition, so that's actually fishable as is. And we got a old school bomber crankbait. Oh wow, this is a bait right here. Wonder if it has a knock. Silent. Silent. Oh wow, is it balsa? No, I think it's, I can't tell. Square A. This is just their classic square bill. Very excited to try throwing that. I think I'm looking at another Rapala. Yeah, that's gotta be. Yep, Rapala, and it's kind of got that cut bill. Really good at running horizontally in the water column. I'm excited to clean that up, throw some new hooks on there. These are all really, really nice baits, guys. I'm very thankful to have these. This DT looks, excuse me, this is not a DT. This is a XD, a Strike King XD, something, something. For sure. I gotta get this guy cleaned up though. Even older bomber? Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so cool to throw. No knocker, no nothing, just silent. I gotta change the hooks on these, dude. And then this is a topwater walking bait. All right, we got a rattle trap, classic staple down here in the south or pretty much anywhere that you go. We got one of these little Georgies. Looks like he spray painted it black. That's pretty cool. Maybe he watched my video. Oh, this is an old school Storm. I think a pen exploded in here. That's what it looks like. It looks like a pen exploded or like somebody dyed a bait and it smeared. And then there's this big monster. It may have some writing on there, but I'm gonna have to clean this up. Just crack open another hard bait box. Some more Rapalas. Really old school Rapalas. And then we've got this hammer spoon. We've got this little, oh, this is a Rapala little popper. Alright. Now we've got another box. Oh my gosh. There's so much stuff down here. I think there's a tiny graph or something. What is this? Hummingbird. Okay. Yep. There is a tiny little graph. I don't know if this works. We may have to find out. Let me just keep going. Let me just keep going through this stuff. This is awesome. It's got like a hard plastic body around a hook with a big old Colorado blade on the back. And then a weed guard as if it was a jig. I think this is a Rapala OG floater. It says Rapala. This right here. Really? Ah! Ooh! I gotta be careful. That's tetanus right there. There is so much stuff here, guys. I'm gonna have to make sure that I give away a bunch of it to people in need. Oh, let's go. A jig box. That's exactly like me. So this right here is a Johnson Silver Spoon or a Johnson Silver Minnow. Pretty much what it is, it's just a weedless spoon that you can catch some pretty big reds on, and I needed one in my arsenal. I don't have one. I was looking to buy it, and I was like, you know, I'll just wait till the need arises, but now I've got this one. I just got to clean it off, and it'll be good as new. Oh, and it's all labeled, so half ounce, ounce. This is something I would exactly do myself. We got a few more tackle boxes. We got some more soft plastic stuff at the bottom here. Trilane 20-pound leader line right here. 17-pound test leader line. That's good. There's like a fillet knife, a Rapala fillet knife. That's a very nice, very cool looking knife. We got some Berkeley power bait bungee worms. What's a bungee worm? Oh, that's very cool. It's got like a little tab tail you take off. It's probably really good for pan fishing. Almost looks like a tiny little leech. If y'all aren't familiar with what this is, you probably haven't been fishing for a long time, or you're probably not that old. But this right here is an old cork float. And all you pretty much do is you put a hole through and through, and you color one end right here, and you have some way to stop it. And that's pretty much it. Or you just you put a stick right there, or toothpick, or whatever it is, so you'll thread it onto your line wherever you want it, put something right there, stops it. That's pretty much all you got to do. Let's get into this right here. We got a dock light. Next up, we got that little hummingbird. I'm gonna have to do some research on this as well. Obviously it's not going to turn on, it needs to be hooked up. I don't know if there's any cords for it in here specifically. I personally don't really see any, but maybe I can get some or something. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. It's got a BASS little badge. Bass Angler Sportsman Society. That's very cool. I wonder if he used to tournament fish, or if he was just like a co-angler, or whatever it is. Oh, here's another fillet knife. Oh no, this is a cut baiting knife. All right, we got to get this all figured out, organized, and cleaned up. I'll probably get all the soft plastics that are usable in a container, all the stuff that I'm going to give away in another container, and I'll kind of get this all organized and cleaned up. I also need to do some research into this light and this little graph right here, see if it works, and we may potentially have us a graphing system on our kayak. Although I don't see any cords in here for it, maybe I could potentially try and find some. All right guys, it's officially the next day. We got all the stuff organized that we received, and we kind of figured out what we wanted to keep and clean, repair, and then we could probably end up using in some videos later on. So anyways, let me go ahead and grab that right now. There we go. And just to show y'all some of the stuff that we got, we've got a bunch of old school Rapala stuff. We got some cranks, we got some jointed floaters, we got just like your ordinary floaters, just a bunch of old school Rapala stuff. We even got like the old school Rebel Shadar in clown, a bunch of old school spinner baits. I mean, just some really nice stuff here. So I'm excited to clean it all up. We'll repair it, make it look all nice and pretty, and we'll probably go out and see what kind of fish we can catch with it. We also got some old school kind of soft plastics. Y'all saw me pull out the Sluggo, and I just think that's awesome. I'm excited to fish with that, compare it to a Senko. All right, so the goal is to then use these Berkeley split ring pliers to remove all the old rusted treble hooks and split rings, as well as I might just go ahead and take off the bronze hooks and replace everything, make it all nice and new, and see what kind of fish we can catch with them. So anyways, let's get right to it. All right, so far so good. I've removed some hooks from these baits, and actually like get under here and clean them really good, make them almost like brand new basically. But I think the more that I do, I'm gonna actually get faster at it. I'm kind of like going pretty slow just because my hands are cold and I haven't removed a bunch of treble hooks in a long time. But we're starting a little graveyard over here, and I'm gonna get some scissors or something so that way I can cut this line off, and that way these baits will be 100% ready for me to clean up. All right, grab my kudos. These will work perfect. Just take the old line off. That's what's up. He had a loop knot tied on. That's how you know he knows how to throw topwater popper. All right, well, I pretty much got all of these baits in this one row, taking off all of the split rings, all the trebles, everything that's rusted out. I got to do that for every single one of these baits, and I've got another box down here with a few more crankbaits in these slots. So it's going to take me a minute, guys. I'm going to have to just go ahead and go through it all, get it all done, and then I'll check in with y'all once I got my pile up of baits. Alrighty, well, we got all the baits finally cleaned up, removed all the rusted treble hooks and split rings, and we salvaged what we could. So for example, some of the baits did have some decent split rings that I could keep on there. But there is some cleaning that still needs to be done. So what I'm gonna do is take this red tray, fill it up with some warm water and some of this Barkeeper's Friend, and then we're gonna just kind of use a toothbrush to scrub them down, get them all nice and clean, and hopefully we can just use them to go out and catch some fish and they'll be like brand new. Anyways, let me get everything set up real quick and I'll start scrubbing these guys down, then we'll show you guys the end result. All right guys, we got our blazing hot water and we got a toothbrush. Also got my Barkeeper's Friend. Let's go ahead and put some of this stuff in the water. All right, that's pretty good. Once the water is cloudy, then you should be good to go. All right, now that I got my solution here, I'm just gonna kind of mix things up a little bit. You can do more or less depending on how dirty and rusted they are. And obviously if there's certain areas where there's like spots of rust, I'll probably actually pour some of this directly on it. But for now, I think this is a pretty good amount. The baits themselves aren't too dirty. Let's go ahead and just start dropping these in there one by one. I'm gonna let them soak. Obviously, it's gonna be kind of difficult because they're crankbaits, so a lot of them aren't going to want to. The rattle traps will sink. That'll be good. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and just put these all in. Literally every single bait. And then I'll just slowly pull them out one by one and clean them. And what I'm pretty much doing here is I'm just making a bathtub for all these baits to just sit in, soak, and get clean. There's a ton of them, so hopefully they'll all fit. And this looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I've never had this many to do at once. And it doesn't really matter if they're connected and bunched up. Actually, I think that'll help kind of weigh everything down sometimes. Like, see that crankbait's actually sinking, which if I take it off, it doesn't. So maybe I should kind of weigh them down with some of these rattle traps. That's probably not a bad idea. Alrighty, I think that's everything. Yep, that's all the hard baits. So now all that there is left to do is let them soak for 2, 5, 10 minutes, really however long you want. And then you just come back, grab you a toothbrush, and we'll get to scrubbing them. Occasionally, after like 2 minutes or so, I will kind of just go like this, give them all a flip, stir everything around, and then I'll let them sit another 2 minutes. Really, like 5 minutes is good enough. So these have been sitting for about 5 or so minutes, and as you can see, it already kind of cleaned off a lot of the rust here on this spoon. But what I'm going to do is, this one was pretty badly tarnished. I'm going to spot apply some of this powder, just like that. And we'll take this toothbrush, get it wet a little bit, and really just scrub that spoon there. I think this is probably one of the most effective and safest methods to cleaning a fishing lure. You can use Dawn dish soap. I just don't think that it works as good. Look at that. That's amazing. That is nuts how clean that becomes in just a few brush strokes. That's the results you can get, and that's really only after a quick soak. I could repeat this process again, or I could just literally throw him right back in there, pick him back up, and give him a scrub here in 5 more minutes. And we'll hit him with the brush again. That literally already almost looks brand new. And then the next step is going to be to take some sort of a towel or cloth, dry off the fishing lure. You obviously don't want any more rust or tarnish to build back up, and the way it happens is from water, obviously. So make sure you dry the lure. And look at that right there. That's dang near a brand new spoon. Obviously there's some scuffing there and maybe a little bit of tarnish that we can't get rid of all the way. Maybe if I had a harder bristle brush, this is pretty soft, but I mean overall, that's pretty impressive. Anyways, we're going to repeat this step for every single bait that you see here. I'm going to just spare you all the time because, I mean, I'm not going to do any talking. I'm just going to be cleaning these. So I'll just show you all the end result once I get everything cleaned up. Alright guys, well, we actually ended up going live and cleaning all of these lures off. So if y'all tuned into the live stream, y'all probably saw that already happen. So now that we got everything cleaned off, all we got to do is order some split rings and some treble hooks for these baits. Okay, so I actually went through my stuff and I found this little split ring kit that I forgot about, as well as I've got these treble hooks from a bunch of different companies. For example, I got these stickies on this Square A. On this subwort, I've got these Trapper treble hooks, and then on these Strike King crankbaits, I've got these big old Amazon ones. I'm not really sure what the brand is on those, but I mean, it'll work, and I think that these will catch fish. So yeah, I'm going to continue just throwing hooks on all these baits, and then I'm going to take these out to do some fishing. I think I might save that for a different video though, because I know this one's getting kind of long and I don't think I'll have the opportunity to go out and do any fishing with these yet. But once I do, I'll make sure I get footage of it, show it off, and it'll be a great time. Anyways, guys, thank y'all for always watching. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay following along for some more amazing videos and giveaways. Also, make sure to leave me a comment down below and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Anyways, y'all know how we're rocking. Keep it cool and happy fishing.